Hey, what's up you guys? My name's Margot in case you don't already know me, and today I'm here to share with you my top 5 places to visit in Croatia. So the first place that I think everyone should go to is Zadar, Croatia. This is a city in the northern part of Croatia, and it's definitely a much less touristy place than some of the southern cities that lots of people go to. One of the things that I really liked about Zadar was the fact that it was less touristy, and it kind of gave me a taste of culture for Croatia without having to deal with the huge lineups and the higher prices that you'd find in a place like Dubrovnik or even Split. We chose to stay in an Airbnb, so we were in a much more local neighborhood where lots of people actually didn't speak English, so I felt like that was a really cool way to just immerse yourself in the culture of Croatia. You can also go to what is called a sea organ in Zadar, which is basically a couple of plaques of stone that are against the ocean, and when the waves come in it makes kind of like an organ-like sound, and that was such a cool thing to see. I'd never heard of anything like that before, and to this day I'm not sure that people have this in any other cities, so that was one of the really charming things about the city of Zadar. Another thing that we saw while we were there, and we didn't actually know what it was, is something called the Monument to the Sun. This is located very close to the sea organ, but during the day it just looks like a circular set of solar panels that are sitting on the ground. But apparently at night these actually light up, and it's supposed to be kind of like a tribute to the sunsets, the beautiful sunsets that you see in Zadar. And I haven't seen it in real life, but I have seen it in pictures and it looks super cool. So I think that this is definitely a really good place in Croatia to hit up while you're there, especially if you want, you know, some more quiet time and to travel Croatia on a bit more of a budget. You can also go visit the old town of Zadar, which is very similar to Dubrovnik, but again on a smaller scale and less touristy just in general. One thing that we did in Old Town while we were there was we visited an old church where we could go up high into the stairs and then have a really nice view of Zadar. The next place that I think everyone should go see if they're going to Croatia is Krka National Park. Krka National Park is about a 1-hour bus ride from Zadar, and I think about a 1-hour bus ride from Split, so it's kind of smack dab in the middle, right in between these two large cities, and it is so beautiful. Krka is an actual river that flows through Croatia, and these waterfalls that you can see in Krka National Park are insane. They're beautiful, the water is so nice, it's so clean and so untouched, and you can actually go out and swim near this waterfall. And for me, that was such a magical experience. I loved it. I think anyone who really likes swimming and enjoys looking at waterfalls would fall in love with Krka National Park, just for the fact that you can get so close to a waterfall, and you can also hike up along the waterfall, get a better view of it as a whole, and yeah, for me it was just such a magical experience. I really recommend that if you have some time just to take a day and go out to Krka National Park. Do make sure that you give yourself enough time, because the boats stop going from this waterfall back to the national park ticket purchase area before dark, so we didn't end up having that much time there, unfortunately, but I would recommend going earlier in the morning so that you have the whole day there. The third place in Croatia that I absolutely loved was Hvar Town. This is located on the island of Hvar, and it is a beautiful, beautiful town. It really gives off that small town vibe, and I think it's basically impossible for you to get lost here. And I think that is, you know, part of the charm that made me fall in love with this place. We actually ended up spending a week here. Initially, we had intended on spending 5 days, but we loved it so much that we decided to stay for a full 7. What we did was we stayed in an Airbnb higher up kind of on the mountain so that we could see the beautiful water and just look out onto the ocean every sunset and every night, and I really recommend doing that. They also have lots of hostels in Hvar Town, and if you are looking for more of a party scene, I definitely recommend going that route. I truly think that in Hvar Town there's something for everyone. If you wanted to have your meal along the coast every single night for supper, you definitely can do that here. There are so many seaside restaurants. There's tons to do. You can do kayaking excursions. There are beaches where you can just spend your whole day lazing around, lying about. You can also go on yacht tours. I personally didn't feel the need to do a lot of that stuff. We went on a kayaking excursion and it was a lot of fun, but for the most part we spent our time here just walking around, hanging out at the beaches, and just soaking up the sun. And I think if you're really looking for a relaxing place to go to in Croatia, this is an amazing choice. So the third place that I think you should visit if you're going to Croatia is Lokrum Island. Lokrum Island is located very, very close to Dubrovnik, and you take a ferry to get there. Nobody lives on this island. It is kind of, I don't think it's technically a national park, but it kind of acts in that way where no one can stay the night there. You have to pay admission to get onto the island, but it is so beautiful. Lokrum Island is so nice, and there's so much to do on this island. Again, I would recommend making a full day trip out of this visit. You can easily hop on to a ferry in Dubrovnik, which will take you to this island. There's tons to do. They've got a Dead Sea, which you can float around in. They also have a nude beach or a non-nude beach for those who don't really want to delve into that. So you can swim in the ocean and relax while you're there. They've got a botanical garden. They have a restaurant. They have beautiful cliffs that you can walk near and get a beautiful view of the ocean. Everything is just so beautiful. And for the price, for what it's going to take for you to get there, I think it's so worthwhile. My friends and I actually ended up going cliff jumping. We saw some locals doing that, so we decided to get in on it. I'm not saying I recommend you do that, but for us that really kind of made the trip that much better. I've got lots of memories from Lokrum Island, and I would love to go visit again. And I highly recommend that you check out Lokrum Island if you're finding yourself in Dubrovnik sometime during your trip. The last place that I recommend for you to go to in Croatia is kind of a bit of a smaller one, but this would be Bellevue Beach, which is located in Dubrovnik. Now, this is a bit of a random suggestion of mine, but this was my favorite beach while I was in Croatia. It is one of the only beaches that I went to that was not a completely pebble only beach. So this beach still has lots of pebbles, but it's still got some soft sand, which kind of just improves the experience, your beach experience, that much more. You don't have to worry about where you're stepping as much. You don't have to worry about cutting your feet. Plus, the water here was absolutely gorgeous. It was a beautiful blue. There's a little cave that you can check out, and you can also kind of climb up the rocks and jump off of them. Get, you know, a little bit of mini cliff jumping in while you're there. And it is a bit odd to get to, so I'll give you some instructions on how to get here. The good thing about this beach is it's only 1 kilometer away from the old town in Dubrovnik, so it's quite easy to access. You don't even really need to take a cab if you're finding yourself in Old Town at some point, which I'm sure you will be. But to get to this beach, you have to walk to Rixos Hotel. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but I'll put it on the screen here for you. So you're gonna go to this hotel and you're gonna walk down what looks like a service entrance to the left of the hotel, and then the beach is down the second lot of steps. I just looked that up on TripAdvisor because it's been a while since I've been, so I don't fully remember. Yeah, so it's a bit convoluted to get to, but trust me, it's so worth going to. Hopefully it's not too touristy by now. It's been a couple of years since I've been there already, but it is just such a gem of a beach, and I highly recommend that you go to see it. So these are my top 5 places to visit in Croatia. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like and also comment your favorite parts about Croatia if you have already been there. Or if not, please just let me know what you know about Croatia, or if you think, you know, there's a place specifically that you'd love to see in Croatia. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!